What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video we are doing the 69th installment of Retro Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing my Gemini Jets 2 1:400 scale Northwest Airlines Boeing 727-200 in the bowling shoe livery. As you can tell by the pin, this is another one of the Airliners International snags, this one coming from the 2023 convention in Dallas. I actually didn't get it at the show itself. My friend Connor actually found it at the DFW Regional Collectibles Show earlier that year. So he found it because I'd been eyeing one of these for the Retro FSD project, though I haven't used it yet in an airport update, but it has been very helpful to have this for the moment when I do need it. I don't think I've used it in a video yet, but I've done so many of them I could be wrong on it by now. But either way, this has been a very valuable model to have in the collection and one of many 727s that I possess. So go ahead and take a look at the box like we always do to start these videos. And this is the standard Gemini Jets 2 box for the time with a nice silver design. Limited edition, die-cast model 1:400 scale. Image of the plane, and then we have the Northwest logo, aircraft type, Gemini Jets 2 logo, made for collectors by collectors, and the Boeing license disclaimer. And then inside we have the yellowed plastic cradle, which is pretty common amongst the older Geminis, especially if they're stored in an area where there's a lot of sunlight. It tends to happen pretty often. Then there's the pamphlet with the aircraft information about your collectible, which we'll take a look at the real-life aircraft's history towards the end of the video. And then on the side there's the Gemini Jets 2 logo, image of the plane, Northwest Boeing 727-200. Item number is GJNWA501. And this model released in 2004, specifically in the month of October. So this model has been around for quite some time. So that said, we'll bring the model in the frame and the box out of the frame best we can. I've got a couple stands in the way there off to my left. But there we go, Northwest 727 bowling shoe. And yeah, you'll note that is about just to mention the exhaust here. This piece, I still have not glued this on, even though I've had this model for what will be over 2 years at this point, coming up here. But yeah, I've had this for so long, and you know, I keep saying I'm gonna re-glue this thing, but I've not. So I'm having a really hard time putting this back in. It just doesn't want to snap in right now. I keep turning it, but it just doesn't want to snap in at this point. I think my fingers are too sticky right now. But other than that, that's the only damage that this model has, so I can't complain at all for it being gifted to me. So again, thank you, Connor, for this. He has gifted me quite a few models over the years, so I really need to I need to pay him back at some point. I owe him a huge favor here with a model or something, some big gift, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure he just appreciates me helping him out with various things, so that's probably, I guess, my favor to him for that. But at any rate, we do continue. Starting off, we've got the nose cone, no markings or anything. We do have the cockpit windows up here. Then we have the L1 door, a little fleet code on the nose gear door with the nose gear itself. Wheels do not roll. Then we move into the Northwest titles, along with the very lovely bowling shoe livery with the red top, the green middle section, and the navy blue line separating the white underbelly. There's the overwing exits. Registration, November 290 Uniform Sierra. There's the rear boarding door, the very lovely engines, and then there's the Northwest bowling shoe tail right up there. Also fleet code printed just behind the engines, 2290. And then on the other side, not too much else over here with a couple luggage doors underneath, all that fun stuff. And another look at that Northwest bowling shoe tail, very appropriate for the time. And fun fact, that arrow is pointing northwest, but it also can represent a W. So kind of a double meaning with that logo, which is very clever by Landor, who designed this livery. And underneath, we have the big Gemini Jets logo, the current one, with the stand hole, a little silver paint right there. And then on the top, we've got the overwing exits and all the various wing details and everything that you can ask for. And of course, that exhaust piece fell off again. So I really need to glue that on at some point before I lose it. But there we go, Northwest 727, a very useful retro FSD model. We'll get some utilization in at some point, but very happy to have had this in the collection for so long either way. And now we'll take a look at the real-life aircraft's history. She first flew on September 21st of 1977 and then was delivered to Northwest just a couple of months later. Now, with her being with Northwest for so long, I would imagine she wore quite a few liveries. I'll just do some on-the-fly research here to see what livery she had. Of course, she had the Northwest Orient livery and then the thermometer after they rebranded to just Northwest, so that's awesome. And then, of course, the bowling shoe livery, which the model depicts. And then she went to Express One International in May of 1997 after spending 20 years with Northwest. And with Express One International, they were an airline in Orlando, and they flew domestic, international cargo services, and charter passenger services across North America. And they had their main base in Orlando Sanford, so not Orlando International, the other airport, now dominated by Allegiant. And they had 3 727-200s. It looks like, yeah, she was a freighter for a little while. And then after that, she went back to being a passenger aircraft with Sun Country in the summer, later in the summer of 97, and then to Northwest again in September of that year. She flew with them for a few more years, and then after that was scrapped not long after retirement. That'll do it for this episode of Retro Reviews. With that being said, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.